If you spend more than 30 seconds in StarField, you will know that managing your inventory is a big pain. So today I'm going to show you an easy way that you can identify which weapons and armor you should pick up and which you should leave behind so that you only get the ones that has the absolute most benefit to you. Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about loot in StarField and how you can identify which weapons and armor to pick up and which to leave behind. So there's a number of things you need to understand. There are 3 different sources that weapons can get stat modifications from. One of them is the most obvious one, that is its rarity, where you have basic weapons that has no rarity, you have rare, you have epic, and you have legendary weapons. That is one thing. The only thing that they actually do is they don't actually change the base stats of the weapons, but they give them these special modifications. As you can see here, for instance, I have cornered as a special modification, not modification, should be called ability, a special trait on the weapon. You get none on the basic weapons, you get 1 on rare, you get 2 special traits on the epic weapons, and you get 3 on legendary, and it should be the same for armor. Those traits cannot be changed. They are fixed to the weapons, so the ones they drop with, that's the ones you get. And therefore they can also be the most difficult ones and probably the ones you need to pay the most attention to. The second source is the modifications, and you can see depending on the weapon they have different number of modifications you can do. For instance, here we have long barrel, laser sight, recon scope, muzzle brake, penetrate around, and high velocity. Really nice rifle. It needs modifications, but it's a nice rifle. Those can be changed. You can go to a weapon or suit workbench and you can change out those modifications to your liking. Some of them might need to be unlocked through research, but eventually you're going to be able to change those around to your liking. And these modifications have direct impact on the stats of your weapon. So they can give you more damage, they can give you faster aim down sight times, more accuracy, rate of fire changes, all that things, all the hard stats on the weapons can change with those modifications. However, there is a third stat that you need to pay attention to, and that is the weapon's quality. Now, these 2 I have here are bad examples, else they come from quests, so can't really see their quality. I assume they're gonna be in the highest quality, but I actually don't know. But we can see it on some of the other weapons. And you can see it in the name when you pick up the weapon. So you can see here, for instance, I have an overcharged calibrated megapulse. Now, overcharged probably comes from the modifications, but the calibrated tells you about the quality. So basically you can have some weapons that has nothing in their name, and they will be the lowest quality. Then you have calibrated, which is the second quality level, so that means you're now one jump up, and that means that the base stats of the weapons are increased. So if you find a weapon that doesn't have a name, they're just called Megapulse, it would have worse base stats if it was than when it was calibrated. Furthermore, the next step up is called Refined. So now we again higher base stats, higher base DPS on the weapon. And the final one is called Advanced, and that is the highest base stat you can get on a weapon. That means what you're going to be looking for are weapons in advanced quality, because that can't be changed, and ideally it will be either like rare, epic, or legendary, because that also means that it will have these modifications or traits on it, get that right, have these traits on it that you can't change, because those are the 2 stats, those sources that you cannot change. The modifications we can always change. So whenever you're running around looking for weapons and figuring out which to pick up and which not, look at the second to last word and remember that list: calibrated, refined, advanced. If you find anything that's advanced, as I did here, I found 2 AR-99s. I decided to pick these up because they might be good crafting platform. They don't have any traits on it, this is just a basic weapon. But it might be a good crafting platform for me because they are advanced weapons. Now all this is of course true for spacesuits and backpacks and helmets as well. They follow the same pattern, so you can apply all these things to those type of loot as well. Happy hunting out there. Remember to subscribe for more StarField guides and tutorials. And until next time, I'll see you guys in space.